7 starters, they're all in the barrier and
Ready,
off in the second, the Rain
off
Lover
they
Plate.
go, and the Rain Lover Plate. Bourbon Boy jumped away well. Disco Gambler quickly into stride. King's Pleasure's working up, looking for the lead, taken on by Conceited Man. Disco Gambler and Bourbon Boy ease for the run of the race. Twigger caught 3 deep at the judge the first time. 2 lengths to Always Touchy, but under restraint, and likewise the Railstorm Joy. On the turn out of the straight they go, and heading towards the 1850-metre mark, and it's Conceited Man the inside, King's Pleasure the outer. A couple of lengths away, Disco Gambler covered up on the inside of Bourbon Boy, and then Twigger, who's still racing a little deep as they go over the 1800 crossing. Back on the inside in the all-white came Storm Joy, and about a length and a half away. At the tail of the field is the grey Always Touchy. By the 1600 or the mile in the old, and the leader still is Conceited Man. By about a long head to King's Pleasure, 2 lengths Bourbon Boy. In third position, fourth posse held on the rail by Disco Gambler. He'd only be 2.5 off the lead, then a length and a half to Twigger. Next on the rail in the all-white Storm Joy as they go by the 1400, and 3 or 4 to Always Touchy. Along the far side of the course they run, and here the leaders are King's Pleasure the outside, and on the inside Conceited Man. Conceited Man going to the 1200 with his head in front again of King's Pleasure. A length and a half Bourbon Boy is travelling well. On the rail is Disco Gambler, a length and a half to Twigger. Back on the rail next Storm Joy, and 2.5 to Always Touchy. At the 1000, no change whatsoever, and still the leader on the inside is Conceited Man. If anything, King's Pleasure's getting up a little closer to him, 2 lengths away to Bourbon Boy. 1 clear length away then Disco Gambler. Twigger being ridden along. Back on the inside Storm Joy, and Always Touchy hard ridden. Down the side passing the 800-metre mark, and it's King's Pleasure the outside, Conceited Man the rail. They're a length and a half to Bourbon Boy. If he's good enough, he's got to beat these, the run he's had. Disco Gambler next, followed by on the outside Twigger. Conceited Man shown the whip, and Bourbon Boy making his claim as they pack towards the turn. Always Touchy dropping out, and just in behind them running last of the main pack is Storm Joy. Conceited Man struggling as they swing for home. King's Pleasure's headed him off. He's gone, Conceited Man, and Bourbon Boy dashed to the lead. He's ridden away to get away by about 3 lengths and looks the winning chance at the 200-metre mark. There don't look to be any other chances. Bourbon Boy is well clear. He's shot away. Well, you wanted to be on him in the run. He had a perfect ride, and he's going to win easily, Bourbon Boy. The rider's lost his cloth cap, but he can pick that up later, and a few other bonuses as well. Bourbon Boy gets in by about 6 or 7 lengths to Disco Gambler, King's Pleasure, Storm Joy. 8 or 9 lengths to Conceited Man. 2.5 to Twigger. Both the dismal failures, and Always Touchy at the tail.
Well, Bourbon Boy did it well unofficially. 2 Wild Native 405 and 115, 6 Skyros 130, and 7 Camden Boy 130. The Quinella $14.15, Trifecta $283.95. Up in Sydney, race 4, 7 on water 175.80, 1 High Regard 125, 9 Sportsman $3.40, Quinella $6.30, Trifecta $250.55. And in Adelaide a short time ago, race 3, number 2. There were 7 starters, so no third dividend. 2 Bourbon Boy, 115 and 85. 3 Disco Gambler, 105. Quinella, $2. Trifecta, $24.25.